Well, hi everyone. Hi, it's Janine. I think we are just about ready to go ahead and get started. I wanted to thank you all very much for being here. I'm Janine Moran from Your Healthy Living Blueprint, and this is my brand new free webinar on how specific foods may be causing your weight loss resistance. I'm so delighted that you are here today, and I know that your time is valuable. So I'm going to make sure that the next hour is jam-packed full of strategies that you can take action on straight away. So you can start seeing results and find those underlying culprits that are sabotaging your weight loss efforts. Now, I know it's hard, but I really want to encourage you to turn off or silent your phone. Make sure there are no distractions. Shut your door, shut down your email and your Facebook, because we all know that they're very addictive and distracting. But you're here now, so if you can give me the next hour of your time, I will make sure that it's worth your while so that you can get the best value out of the strategies I'm going to share with you today. So, right now, I want you to know that you are in the right place if you can identify with any one of these scenarios. Firstly, you have tried every diet out there, but nothing has worked in the long run. If you can relate to that, then you, my friend, are in the right place. Or maybe you have cravings. You have a favorite food that you simply have to have and you just can't stop eating it. Maybe you can relate to that. Or perhaps you suffer from bloating, constipation, or irritable bowel syndrome, just that yucky blah feeling. If this is you, then please know that you are in the right place. And if your lack of energy gets in the way of you being able to regularly exercise, if this is you, then I am so thrilled that you are on this call today. I'm going to share how to determine whether you have a food sensitivity. I'm going to explain how food sensitivities hinder weight loss, and I'll share some easy to implement strategies for eliminating problematic foods so you can finally lose the weight you've been struggling with. I mean, isn't that what we all want? I created this webinar because I really want to show you how to end your struggle with the scale the same way I did, without dieting, without excessive exercise, simply by eliminating some foods that are wreaking havoc on your hormones and your metabolism. I know that if you do, in fact, have a food sensitivity, the information I'm about to share will change your relationship with food and your body forever. This is not a temporary fix. Millions of people have some type of food sensitivity, and the sad part is most people have absolutely no idea. I'm sharing this with you today because I know what can happen for you when you eliminate foods that you're sensitive to. No more cutting or counting calories, no more yo-yo dieting, no more bloating, no more cravings, and no more feeling that you're never really satisfied. Most of all, I want you to really be able to stop beating yourself up. I want you to stop feeling like it's your fault, because you know it's really not. Imagine if you could go all day without stressing about what to eat, without the guilt, without worrying about feeling bloated or how you will look, and without craving something sweet every afternoon or perhaps every night before bed. Imagine if your relationship with food returned to the way it was supposed to be, like when you were a child. You remembered you didn't eat when you weren't hungry, and you would stop eating when you were full. You didn't feel bloated or have that blah feeling, and you had all that energy to play and exercise. Imagine if making just a few tweaks to your diet was all you needed to feel good in your body. You would be happier, you'd be more confident, no more bloating, no more cravings, no more yo-yo dieting. Think about what all of that would mean for you. Now, before I go any further, you might be wondering why I am here speaking to you about food sensitivities. Well, I've studied with the world's largest nutrition school to be a certified holistic health coach with the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. I also come from a heavy family, and over time, I managed to lose weight, but more importantly, keep it off. So perhaps you were like I was, tired and out of shape. I woke up one day tired and puffy, thinking there has to be more to life than this. I felt like I was only just surviving, barely getting through each day. Between work, kids, and laundry, I just didn't have the time or energy to take care of myself the way I knew I should. I was living on massive amounts of caffeine to keep me going, often eating boxed or frozen foods to save time, eating at my desk at work because I was just so darn busy. And all of this added up to a tired, run down, out of shape, overweight, middle-aged woman. I was super stressed and my hormones started giving me problems. I felt as though I had chronic fatigue. Nothing I tried was working. I was fast approaching my 50s and I decided to try one more thing. It was a last-ditch effort. I tried an elimination cleanse and it was amazing. As it turns out, I learned that I was one of those millions of people who had food sensitivities, and I just didn't know it. I had no idea that it wasn't normal to feel bloated. And at my age, I figured that brain fog and memory loss was just normal. After doing the cleanse, I made just a few adjustments to what I was eating, and over the course of the next year, I lost around 30 pounds. I gained back the mental clarity I had when I was like in my 30s, and now I have the energy to walk my two lovable pooches every day and keep up with my two teenage girls. And the best part is, I've kept it off. I wish I had discovered my food sensitivity sooner rather than unknowingly suffering for all of these years. Now, I'm not telling you this to pat myself on the back. I am sharing this so that you don't have to go another day feeling blah and bloated and like you'll never be able to reach your ideal weight. It's actually easier than you think, especially when you have a step-by-step system to follow. Okay, so enough about me. Let me share what we're going to cover today. First, I'm going to share what a food sensitivity is and what makes it different from an allergy. It's very important that you understand the difference. You might think, hey, Janine, I eat gluten all the time and I'm just fine. But there's a really good chance that there are foods that are wreaking havoc inside your body and causing you to hold on to weight. Many people, myself included, have food sensitivities, but just not aware of them. Second, I'm going to share why some foods can cause you to hold on to weight regardless of how many calories you're consuming. If you're a chronic dieter who never sees results, identifying which foods to avoid may be your breakthrough weapon in finally releasing the weight. Third, we'll discuss the most common food culprits and why these particular foods can be so problematic. Then I'll share how to determine if, in fact, you are sensitive to any of these particular foods. And lastly, we'll get real practical and I'll share 4 foods to eliminate now and 4 easy substitutes for those foods so that you can get started right away. My goal is to provide you with not just the what, but also the why on food sensitivities. So you have a little bit of background. I'm not going to go too deep into the why, but I want you to know just enough so that it makes sense. I'm also going to give you the how, so you don't have to be deprived, hungry, or inconvenienced. We all have busy lives, and the last thing I want for you is to worry about complex food preparation. It's my commitment to you to teach you as much as I can in the time we have together on this call. With the strategies I'm sharing with you today, you can get started straight away and you can start seeing immediate results. Now, I know some of you may have additional questions or want to learn more about food sensitivities or weight loss resistance. So please stay with me until the end of the webinar, because I'm going to share how you can get your hands on something that is going to be super helpful for you. With the help of a whole food chef, I have selected over 50 deliciously healthy recipes that you and your family will love that don't contain any of those culprit foods. I've got you covered for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. So stay tuned for a lot more juicy information. So here's the deal. If you're on this call, you already know there are a lot of people who talk about nutrition, and their focus tends to be telling you on what you can and can't eat. And frankly, this does not set you up for success. I not only work with clients on the what to eat, but I also help guide my clients with practical advice and delicious recipes so that making just these small changes becomes easy and pleasurable. As I work with clients in making some lifestyle and food adjustments, they are so often amazed that they aren't hungry and they don't feel deprived. Okay, so let's dive in to what it means to have a food sensitivity. A food sensitivity is not the same as a food allergy. If you are allergic to a certain food, your immune system reacts immediately, straight away, right after you eat it. For example, you'll see rash, hives, swelling, puffing, or itching. As soon as you eat that food, you'll find you have a reaction. Now, food sensitivities, they're much less studied than allergies, and that's partly because they are difficult to diagnose. When you have a food sensitivity, you have an adverse reaction to certain foods, but the symptoms are more subtle and sometimes they're not noticeable to you, certainly not straight away. In fact, symptoms might be delayed for up to 2 days after you eat a certain food. And as I've shared, millions of people have food sensitivities and they simply don't know it. They think it's okay to feel the way they do, that it's perfectly normal to feel bloated or blah, or it's normal to have to go through life continually struggling with their weight. So, what exactly happens when you have a food sensitivity? So, every time you eat a food to which you are sensitive, it causes a delayed hypersensitivity reaction in your body. This type of hypersensitivity reaction can strike anywhere from a few hours to a few days after the problematic food is eaten. And I really want to stress that because it can be very hard to link the reaction to the food that you ate a couple of days ago. This reaction causes systemic inflammation, and this inflammation leads to a range of symptoms such as weight gain, fatigue, brain fog, irritable bowel syndrome, joint pain, headaches, infertility, even acne, and more. So now that we've discussed what a food sensitivity is and how it differs from an allergy, let's discuss why food sensitivities can cause you to hold on to weight, regardless of how many calories you're consuming. So we talked about when you eat a problematic food, a food that your body is sensitive to, your body undergoes a systemic inflammatory response. I've depicted it here in this diagram. Under normal circumstances, your hormones will function to regulate your appetite and your metabolism. One of these hormones is leptin, which is released in your body after you eat. It helps you to feel satisfied and burn more calories. The problem when you have chronic inflammation that's caused by food sensitivities is that it impairs the brain's ability to receive those messages from leptin. Many people these days are leptin resistant, and there are many health problems tied to this. High leptin levels have been tied to things like high blood pressure, obesity, heart disease, stroke, as well as high blood sugar-related problems. There are also a few studies that show that high levels of leptin might cause a decrease in fertility and it'll also age you more quickly. So if you can't seem to stick to your ideal weight, chances are you have a leptin resistance. Now, building on to this cycle, it helps to explain, because your brain is having trouble receiving those messages from leptin, guess what? You're left feeling constantly hungry, and not only that, your metabolism slows down, resulting in weight loss resistance, or for some of us, possibly even weight gain. Now, I've used the term metabolism several times, so I want to make sure that you understand what I mean when I say metabolism. It's the state at which our body uses calories as energy, or in other words, it's the rate at which we burn calories. Now, inflammation also makes your body less responsive to another hormone, namely insulin, and this increases your risk for insulin resistance. Now, just like leptin, the insulin resistance looks very similar. In fact, leptin is directly tied to insulin levels. Just like inflammation causes your brain to block messages from leptin, it also causes your body to become resistant to insulin. Now, building on, insulin resistance occurs when our cells fail to respond to the normal calling of the hormone insulin. The body produces insulin but can't use it effectively, which can lead to hyperglycemia. Now, let me explain that for you. If you have insulin resistance, you have decreased ability to respond to insulin. To compensate, your pancreas will produce even more insulin, and sometimes so much so that your blood sugar levels drop way below normal. And that is what hyperglycemia is. So adding more into this cycle, hyperglycemia is often the cause of cravings. So when you experience cravings for sugary, salty, or starchy foods, there's a good chance that it's due to hyperglycemia. Cravings often lead to overeating, which is why weight gain is common with hyperglycemia. It can create a nasty cycle of high and low blood sugar that leads to overeating, or like sometimes you may have encountered something like binge eating. And I'm sorry, but it gets worse. And I want to share this with you so that you have as much knowledge as you can in the short time that we have together. But not only does inflammation directly affect your appetite, cravings, and metabolism, but it also leads to symptoms such as fatigue and joint pain. And if you are trying to exercise to lose weight, how are you going to make it to the gym if your knees ache and you're exhausted? Now that we've discussed why food sensitivities affect weight, I'm going to share the most common culprits with you and why these particular foods can be problematic. Now, certain foods tend to cause inflammation more than others. Among the most common culprits are gluten, which is the protein found in wheat and wheat products, corn, soy, and dairy. One of the major reasons so many people are affected by wheat, corn, and soy is that these foods are loaded with pesticides and fungicides. They are often highly processed. Also, a lot of these foods have been genetically modified from their original forms. Genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, are organisms that have been created in a lab, and therefore they do not exist naturally in nature. Your body is not used to recognizing these foods, and they don't know how to process them. And this becomes a struggle, particularly for your cleansing organs, especially when we have a lot of the food and it gets built up more and more over time. So when it comes to gluten, as Dr. Mark Hyman shares, that not only do many of us have a difficult time processing gluten, the wheat we consume, particularly in America, has a much higher gluten content than what is than wheat in its traditional form. And it's not that all grains are bad or all wheat is bad. It's the way we are growing our crops. And the introduction of GMOs have really altered what a healthy grain is. The problem with corn is that most of it is genetically modified. In fact, 90% of the crops here in the US are. But also, there is often a cross-contamination of corn and fungi due to the way it's grown. Fungi puts out mycotoxins, and these are the most abundant toxins in our nation's food. And then there's soy, the second largest crop right after corn. More than 90% of the soybeans grown in this country every year are genetically modified. Why, you may well ask? To withstand herbicides. And this makes it difficult for our bodies to digest and can cause varying types of adverse reactions. Labs actually inject herbicides, pesticides, and fungicides into the seeds of the plants. Unfortunately, the processing of genetically modifying wheat, corn, and soy has made them incredibly cheap to produce, and therefore they are found in almost every processed food out there. And I mean everything from salad dressings to toothpaste to seasonings. So we are constantly bombarding our bodies with these genetically modified foods, and for the most part, we have no idea. A more and more widely accepted theory is that the sheer quantity of these GMOs that we unknowingly take in every day overtax our digestive system, and it causes us to be sensitive to foods that contain them. It also causes other conditions such as leaky gut syndrome. Did you know that GMOs are banned in the 28 countries of the European Union? These countries all agreed to keep GMOs out of their food. Unfortunately, we didn't. Now, when it comes to dairy, the most common component that people have problems with are lactose and casein, the protein found in dairy products. Lactose sensitivity occurs when you lack the enzyme required to break down lactose and digest it. We know less about why people are sensitive to casein, but one likely reason is that we already have a leaky gut, possibly due to having a gluten sensitivity, because often casein sensitivities and gluten sensitivities go hand in hand. Now, a leaky gut basically means that the lining of the intestinal wall is inflamed. And what happens is that it leaks particles into your bloodstream. It's also theorized that casein itself causes this intestinal inflammation and permeability. A recent study published by the European Journal of Nutrition provided very strong evidence that casein found in cow's milk causes gut inflammation. Now keep in mind, cow's milk is designed to grow a baby cow, a calf, which has 2 stomachs and grow from 70 pounds to 1,000 pounds in 15 months. Interestingly, human milk doesn't contain this type of casein. To make matters worse, the casein often found in dairy today is sourced from hybrid cows, meaning that they too have been genetically altered to produce more milk, similar to what we talked about with gluten, soy, and corn, which means our bodies really are not primed to be able to digest it. So now that we've talked about what a food sensitivity is and how it impacts your weight and your health, you're probably thinking, okay, Janine, this is really interesting, but how can I determine if I am sensitive to any of these foods? Well, there are 2 ways to determine if you are sensitive to a certain food. One is a blood test for antibodies to foods. This test, which is called an IgG test, can help identify potential trouble areas. The problem, however, is that this test is not 100% accurate. The only other way to really determine if you are sensitive to food is through an elimination and challenge diet. And I'm going to explain what that is. An elimination and challenge diet is where you eliminate certain foods for a period of time, ideally up to 3 weeks. During this time, you're taking note of changes you experience. So, for example, my clients often experience weight loss, increased energy, less bloating, skin issues start clearing up. They have fewer headaches and less inflammation. Then after the elimination phase, you move into the challenge phase. And this is where we slowly reintroduce each food to see if your body has a reaction or if anything changes. Quite often, this is where my clients have noticed things like they start to gain weight again, or they're feeling fatigued, encounter bloating, they're getting more headaches, digestive issues, or they start seeing skin issues cropping up. Now, as I mentioned earlier, some foods don't trigger reactions until 2 to 3 days after you eat them. And certain foods, such as gluten, can actually take up to 3 weeks to fully get out of your system. So for this reason, the elimination diet is ideally around 2 to 3 weeks. This is something that I go through my clients with step by step. I help them every step along the way with both the elimination and the challenge reintroduction process with my 12-day cleanse program. They lose weight, they have more energy, and their bloating disappears. Now, you're probably thinking, well, that's all well and good, Janine, but there's no way I could give up bread, not even for a few days. And you're telling me that I can't even put creamer in my coffee? I mean, geez. Well, I know that this may feel daunting at first, but I want to give you confidence that you can successfully follow an elimination diet. So I'm going to share with you how you can do this. So if you're ready, I'll share some easy substitutes that you can integrate into your diet in place of foods that contain dairy, gluten, corn, and soy. Having easy substitutions is going to totally make this doable for you. So in place of cow's milk or soy milk, try almond, cashew, or coconut milk instead. It's a great substitute for cow's milk. In place of pasta, try instead rice noodles, zucchini pasta, or black bean pasta. In place of wheat-based or corn-based cereal, you could try gluten-free steel-cut oats. And in place of tofu, try beans or red or white meat instead. So these are great substitutes for those 4 problematic food groups. Okay, so I know that everything I've shared, that it may have caused you to have a lot of questions jumping around in your head. And when I work with my clients, we go into a much, much deeper level than I was able to in the time that we have today. But now that you've learned all of these strategies, I hope that you can take the time to really try some of these substitutes. You see, you have 2 choices. You can keep doing what you are already doing and continue to see the same results. How's that working for you? Probably not as good as you had hoped. Or you can learn what really does work with my proven program, with me by your side every step of the way, making sure that you know what to do each day, what to have each meal, providing you with the guidance and delicious recipes and lots of fun tips and techniques to make it really easy for you. I mean, do you really have the time, energy, and patience to do this successfully on your own? I really want for you to have massive results. So I want to invite you to join me and jumpstart your new year with my 12-day New Year, New You cleanse. If you are ready to go deeper with someone holding your hand every step of the way, and if you're ready to start seeing immediate results, then you are a perfect fit for my 12-day New Year, New You cleanse. I will personally guide you step by step through the program, where together we will go through an elimination diet just like the one we discussed earlier. Going through this program will give your body the chance to easily cleanse itself and function the way it was designed without the foods that might be sabotaging your health and your weight loss. If you have struggled with weight loss resistance and you have tried other diets that haven't brought you the results you're looking for, then this program is perfect for you. I love seeing my clients thrive when they take these foods out of their system, and this is exactly what I want for you. Now, let me run through just some of the benefits that you will experience from joining the 12-day New Year, New You cleanse. We will determine any hidden food sensitivities that are causing you to hold on to weight. You'll learn which foods fuel your body so you can bring your A game to everything that you do. You will jumpstart your metabolism so you can release excess weight that you may have been holding on to. Your cravings for foods that sabotage weight loss will diminish. You will reduce inflammation and digestive issues, which is the major cause of bloating and blah feeling and so many illnesses and diseases. And you will experience less stress. Cleaning up your diet and your pantry for 12 days will have a powerful impact on your emotional state. As stress melts away, your metabolism will be able to function optimally. Now, this cleanse is not just another diet. In a diet, you find every calorie you eat, which understandably causes you to become frustrated and give up. At the end of the day, you find yourself hungry and lethargic. The 12-day New Year, New You cleanse is not about starving your body. It's not about fasting. It's not about juicing or eating strange foods or taking lots of supplements. You're going to be amazed and delighted by the food you're going to eat on this cleanse. Well, you may be surprised to hear this. You won't be hungry while on this cleanse. Everyone who participates in this program is amazed that they can lose weight without feeling deprived, and the results are long-term. Now, I've got to be totally honest with you. You need to give yourself a couple of days for your body to adjust. But I promise it will go away quickly and you will experience great results. Here's a sneak peek at what you'll be eating, and these are just a few of my favorite dishes. For breakfast, I love the onion and kale frittata. It's a great way to start your day. For lunch, I really enjoy the curry chicken salad. Then we have the stir fry with coconut lime quinoa. You'll enjoy the Green Goddess curry. And I love the dairy-free Mayan hot chocolate. I mean, it sounds more like a spa vacation than a cleanse, don't you think? These recipes were all created by a whole food chef. They're delicious and easy to make, and all of them will support your weight loss goals. You'll receive over 50 amazing recipes, meal plans, and shopping lists. So the program starts with a kickoff call where I go over how to prepare for the detox and what to expect during the cleanse. There will be ample time for you to get any of your questions answered. My specialty is step by step. So this is exactly what you will get with me. You'll receive a professional package of cleanse materials, including a cleanse guidebook so that you know exactly what to do and when to do it. A daily protocol workbook, which is an easy to follow document that you can print out and post on your fridge or take with you to the office so you can stay on track. An exclusive meal plan with delicious recipes. You won't feel deprived with the amazing menu that I've put together for you, and you'll know exactly what to buy and what to prepare. And if you don't want to follow the meal plan, you can simply follow the cleanse guidelines and you can come up with your own creative meal plan. But most of my clients love having the meal plan and the shopping list, and they really enjoy the exclusive recipes that whole food chef prepared. You will have daily support via email and recorded messages, in addition to 3 live calls, and these will be coming daily. You'll also get access to a private Facebook group. In addition to my support, you will have the support of many other fellow cleansers to share experiences so that you never have to feel stuck or like you're in it alone. It's a private Facebook group, so members will see our posts. And as a special bonus, because no program is complete without a bonus, right? Here's the deal. If you join the 12-day New You cleanse today, while we are on this webinar, you will receive a bonus 30-minute post-cleanse strategy session with me, where we will go through a detailed transition diet together. I will share how to transition off the cleanse and elimination program so that you can slowly reintroduce the foods, and we'll together confirm exactly which foods that you may be sensitive to. You'll know at the exact next step so that you can extend the benefits that you gained during the cleanse. Plus, you'll also receive an exclusive ebook listing 6 different strategies for busting through your weight loss plateau. Okay, so you're probably thinking, all right, Janine, tell me what's all this is going to cost. Well, what I did was I went to my peers in my health coaching mastermind group and I asked them, how much should I be charging for everything that I included in this program? I told them about the kickoff call, the cleanse guidebook, the daily emails, the recorded messages, the live calls, the exclusive cleanse recipe book prepared by a whole food chef, the daily menu plan, the client workbook guide, as well as the bonus 6 ways to break through your weight loss plateau, and the personal 30-minute post-cleanse strategy session with me. So I asked them, how much should I be charging? And they said, Janine, you should be charging around $300. That way, people will know that it's a premium program. So I know that $300 or $297, especially after Christmas when we have a limited budget, can be tough, right? So I'm not going to charge $297, but I am going to charge $147. I took it down from the $297 suggestion I received from my mastermind peer group, and I reduced it to $147, except not today. So the full program cost is $147. If you go to my website at yourhealthyliving.blueprint.com, the detox program, you'll see it's priced at $147. But on this webinar today, you can get this program for only $47. $47, I mean, that's a no-brainer price to get working on your health. So if you purchase the 12-day New Year, New You cleanse while you're on this webinar today, you can get it for only $47. This is your opportunity to start seeing results with your weight loss efforts. So all you need to do is go to joinjanine.com. That's join, JEANNINE.com. And it will take you to the order form with the special $47 discount price. So you will be set to get started. Now, if you're anything like me, before I invest in something, I always want to know what kind of experience other people have had. So I wanted to share some feedback from a handful of people who have already gone through this program. So Cher stated that through this program, I was able to identify and remove foods I am sensitive to, look at problem eating patterns more objectively, and accelerate my weight loss. She said that after retiring about a year ago, she went on vacation mode, gained weight, and decided she wanted to lose the weight and make some changes on her own. But over time, her weight plateaued. She stated, through this program, I was able to identify and remove foods that I'm sensitive to, look at problem eating patterns more objectively, and accelerate my weight loss. In addition, my joint pain and bloating went away. I am less sluggish in the morning and in general look and feel better. I really like having a plan and the coaching to get past my resistance to change some of my unhealthy habits. This, along with being able to check in, made me feel committed. I loved that I received detailed, well-organised handouts so I could review the material as needed. I received positive reinforcement, which is different than plans I'd been on in the past, and this worked very well for me. Nitty shared that before starting this program, I just ate whatever was in front of me without much thought. Now I put much more thought into what I eat and think about how what I'm eating will affect me. This program increased my ability to hone in on my symptoms and relate them back to my diet, which I never really took note of before the cleanse. I am more aware of my body and how I feel and how it is related to what I eat. I am very grateful for that. Shoshana shared, before starting this program, I had been sick for a few months and was feeling depleted. The detox program helped me get back on track and take more of a commitment to taking care of myself. As a massage therapist, I had heard about a lot of what was shared in the program, but I wasn't implementing it for myself. Going through this program allowed me to feel like myself again. My energy increased, my cravings decreased, and I feel better than I have in months. This program worked well for me because it was not too strict and allowed me to be open to following the program. As a mum and business owner, I also love the flexibility of being able to listen to the audios when it was convenient for me. So remember, although the program is valued by my peers at $297 and it's priced on my website for $147, but not for you, not today. If you take action now and go to joinjanine.com, that's Jeanne, JEANNINE.com, it will take you to the order form where you will fill out your information and pay that unbelievably discounted price of just $47. Now, once I receive your order, I'll send you a welcome email with all of the information to set you up for success. I'll include the kickoff call details. You'll be able to download all of the material so that you can review at your leisure. You'll have everything you need right at your fingertips: the shopping list, the menu guide, the recipe book, the workbook, and more. I'm so looking forward to giving you the personal support and step-by-step instruction that will help you to lose weight and feel energized while truly enjoying your food. Now, you may have had trouble making changes in the past, and I want to personally show you that this time can be different, especially if you have someone to encourage you, support you, and show you what to do every single step along the way. And I don't want anything to get in the way of your success. So I'm guessing you want to know the start date, right? Well, my 12-day New Year, New You cleanse starts on January 11th. Now remember, the special pricing of $47 is only valid today. The Join Janine discount webpage will be taken down after today. So I really want you to think about whether this program is a good fit for you. It's at a no-brainer price of only $47. The value is so much more. And remember, when you register today, you'll receive all of the program material plus the fast action bonuses, including the 6 strategies to break through your weight loss plateau and the bonus 30-minute post-cleanse strategy with me. I love these personalized one-on-one sessions because this is where we tailor a transition plan specifically for you so that you can continue to enjoy the benefits you gained during the cleanse. So some of you may have some questions, and I'm going to see if I can figure out here how to open it up for questions. Let's see. Okay. So the best way to ask a question, if you're on the webcast, is you can simply type your question in the chat box on the side of your screen there. That's probably the best and the easiest way for you to ask me any questions. So let me see. How much effort will be needed to prepare the detox meals? Okay, so the meal prep on our cleanse is actually really easy. I mean, we're actually eating limited foods at a time to give your cleansing organs a break. And you can eat very simply from the suggested meal plans, or even better yet, actually utilize the delicious recipes that are going to be provided in the Whole Chef's recipe book. Now, you can get more creative and create your own utilizing some of the guidelines, but I do think that the recipe book will make the world of difference. All snacks are easy to grab. They're things like fruit and nuts and veggies. So I think actually that the preparation is, I consider it pretty simple. Okay, next question. I eat food as I train. What happens if I get hungry? Well, you can eat as much food as you like on the cleanse as long as it falls within the guidelines for that particular day. Now, I would recommend reducing your training to a light walk or something really light just for the first few days to allow your body to switch into rest, digest mode. By day 3, protein's added back in and your body will be much better supported for repairing from the training. The cleanse actually will reduce inflammation, and that can help to prevent things like injuries and help speed recovery time after training. So I think that's a good thing too. But just remember, you can eat as much as you like as long as it's within the guidelines for that particular day. All right, this is a good question. I'm single and I like to go out and drink to socialize. Do I have to sacrifice this? Well, having fun is actually one of the action steps in the plan. But it's super important for our health and our ability to let go of some of these things. So avoiding alcohol for the 12 days is necessary to give your liver the break that it needs. It's really part of the cleansing process. But that doesn't mean to say you can't go out and have a good time and socialize. I suggest getting creative with some different social events so that you don't succumb to temptation. Another suggestion is to order a soda water in a short glass, maybe with a slice of lemon, and that way, you know, you're not drawing attention to yourself that you're not having an adult beverage. All right. I'm addicted to chocolate. I love my sweets. How will I deal with my cravings? Well, you'll actually be surprised at how quickly cravings go away once sugar is eliminated from your diet. There is plenty of fruit in the plan, and that provides sweetness. I also encourage things like sweet vegetables such as pumpkin and sweet potato throughout the cleanse to naturally give your body the sweetness it craves. There are some pretty yummy snack ideas in the recipe book, so for the most part, you're not going to feel deprived at all. Oh, here's one that we might be able to relate to. This is a good question. I've heard that detoxes or cleanses make you feel like rubbish. Is this really true? Well, yes and no. Don't you hate those kind of answers? I've worked really closely with a naturopath and a whole foods chef on this, putting this plan together to deliver a step-by-step guide which really will support the cleansing process. Now, I want to set your expectations. Symptoms can arise as toxins leave your body, and this typically occurs within the first 48 hours. But introducing different food groups and protein at the correct time during the cleanse will soften and eliminate that stage. So I would say be patient for the first 48 hours, but it's going to pass quickly, and the recipes will make it easy for you. And then just know that after those first 2 days, you're going to feel great. Okay, I'm afraid that cleansing might push my insulin levels up and I'd put on weight instead of losing it. Well, the plan does consist of a couple of low protein days, 2 days specifically, and that's to give your body the opportunity to cleanse itself. The protein that we eat makes our cleansing organs work much harder, so we just want to give it a short break. But as soon as we're done with that break, we'll get you straight back onto blood stabilizing protein and good fats. In fact, every single day on this program, you'll be able to consume good fats. But I do suggest that, if you are a diabetic or you have specific health concerns, I would always recommend that you have a quick chat to your doctor or your healthcare practitioner just to give you the confidence to be able to take on the program. I think for most of us, it's all whole foods, but just if you have specific health concerns or you're a diabetic, go ahead and have a chat to your medical practitioner. Okay, well, I think that I have answered most of the questions that have come through. If you have additional questions, again, please email me at Janine@yourhealthylivingblueprint.com. That's JEANNINE @yourhealthylivingblueprint.com. I really want to thank you for being here with me today. I loved sharing this information, and my hope is that you start implementing some of the strategies that we discussed on the call today. And if you do decide to enroll in the 12-day New Year, New You cleanse, I can't wait to personally support you step by step and share in your success. Well, I'm Janine Moran from Your Healthy Living Blueprint, and I hope that you have a most happy and healthy day. Take care.